So I was thinking about, I get these tweets. It's funny I like when people write tweets. You kind of know their angle when they leave out little bits and pieces of words or add little bits and pieces of words, and you get these ones where they go like...
That's how I know you're tweeting.
You think you should get special services from the city because you pay taxes. And I go, no, not because I pay taxes. Most people I know pay taxes because I pay 500%. No, 500 times what they pay. Yes, I do. And my thing is, everyone thinks it's the most insane thought in the world. I will throw this back on you, pussy, who writes these tweets. Find me a facet of life that doesn't work this way. I booked a flight to New York City through the Porcelain Punisher and seeker of pleasure and mirth.
Enjoyer of winter. And
Stainer of bowls.
Matt, and I say,
Streaker.
I'm flying to New York. How much is first class? And he's like, $2,800. And I go, how much is coach? And he's like, $800. I'm like, well, then coach, I shall fly.
Yeah.
I will walk through first class on my way to coach, and I will not question anybody's existence there.
How'd you get here?
Who do you know?
We're going to arrive in New York at the same
down
time.
the first class passengers. What do you know?
Yeah, why don't you start paying your fair share for airfare?
Ooh,
what is this,
good.
Daddy's money? Who bequeathed you this seat in first class, Daddy?
Fair share for airfare.
Yeah.
Fair share for airfare, bitches. I don't care. They're there. Somebody paid, or they paid, or their dad has a lot of money. It doesn't matter to me. They paid, and I chose not to. And so when I sit in coach, I don't go, hey, where's my grasshopper? Is that even a drink anymore?
The minty,
where's my old
minty
fashioned
ice creamy
Let
one?
me get my creme de menthe
Yeah.
there. It's in the back under my jump seat.
No, I sit in a seat and I go, I'll have a Bloody Mary. And she goes, that'll be $6. And I'll go, well, that guy in front of me just got one for free. That's right, because he paid an extra $2,000. Okay. And his seat's a little wider and his movies are for free and his seat reclines a little more because he paid more. Now, again, Puss in Boots, who writes me these tweets, go find me another facet of life that doesn't work. Find me a hotel or a casino or an airline or a hot dog stand. Or anything.
Yeah.
You find me anything that doesn't work, I get more, I pay more.
To that point, maybe it would actually incentivize to people to actually not want to pay more taxes, but be okay with paying more taxes. Like, okay, yeah, I paid $1 million in taxes last year. I'm a rich guy. I'm gonna get special service my trash collection.
I get to use the HOV line.
You're dealing with people that are motivated. If you're dealing with let's say the $1 Million Club. Let's just, for example. So if you say, when you cross over into $1 million or whatever the Mason-Dixon line is, let's just say $1 million. So we all go, all right, if you're making $985,000 a year, but if you cross into $1 million, you're going to go from 42% to 52% in the tax department. Every guy would just hover right at right.
$9.99, $9.99.
It doesn't pay to get the extra $15,000.
Okay, now let's flip the script. Let's say if you got into the $1 Million Club, you'd get certain things like you get when you get a Costco card or something like that. Like
free meter parking all year long.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For something small,
it's an inconvenience.
Yeah, exactly.
To pay.
This is a perk of this shitty thing.
Right. So free metered parking. And twice a year you can call large item pickup or something. Like
they actually show up.
You can drag a sofa out to your curb and they will pick it up instead of you having to negotiate with the city or go to the dump. Think you guys could probably use your imagination and think of all those things like, one speeding ticket, if it's less than 15 miles an hour above the posted speed limit, you get let off with a warning.
One murder.
Yes, whatever those whatever those perks are,
right.
you shall receive that. Now, forget about the taxes. You're making $985 a year. How hard are you working to get into that $1 Million Club? It's incentivized you to get that because you want to get out of maybe a parking ticket or a speeding ticket or a garbage or pickup or whatever that incentive is. My fantasy is I get to show up at any park in Los Angeles on any Sunday and throw 75 Mexicans off the soccer field and go, I'm playing softball, bitches.
Feels vindictive.
With or without the bouncy house?
Yeah.
Bouncy house, everything. It's all gone.
Okay.
The rusted out barbecue, that's mine today.
That's mine today. I'm putting on the chimichurri and the flapstick. So, all right, so it would incentivize people. I'd be fine with that. And you go, oh, so you don't think rich people should have to pay for metered parking? I'm like, I would love as many people on the happy side of $1 million earning a year in the city as humanly possible. Right. And if that meant they got free parking.
And if they get waived 75 cents to stand out in front of Chipotle.
I will bet you that the meter parking and the whatever else we're talking about is a drop in the bucket compared to pushing people over that $1 million mark.
How about one perk that won't cost the city any money? Beach pass. You can bring your dog. You can build a fire.
Yes.
You can drink beer.
Yes.
Beach pass.
Beautiful. Perfect. All right. So, look, if we can agree that you can incentivize people to do certain things like, hey, you want to cut down on smoking? Raise the price of a pack of cigarettes and get less people to smoke, okay? You want them to consume less sugar? Put a tariff on sugary drinks, on soda pop, and then they'll drink less. Okay, good. Now it works the other direction. Mm-hmm. You want us to pay more in taxes? Give us a little bang for our buck. I'm fine with that. And I don't begrudge anybody who's paying in because I'm assuming that money's going toward the roads and the schools and the hospitals and whatever. All right, so Bernie Sanders did his town hall with Fox Town Hall, and I think he advocated for about 52% in taxes. We'll play the clip, but I started thinking about it. Well, is it 53 or 50? 52.
The top.
So here we go. Yeah. How much? I think the question. I don't know if the question was how much should the top folks pay?
Yeah.
As 52, I believe, but we'll hear it.
Well, that's fine, but I'm asking you about the wealthy and how much higher you would make it. You said you don't agree with 70%. What would your number be?
In the campaign in 2016, we talked about 52%.
All right, so 52%. So would you be willing to pay 52% on the money that you made?
Also,
you can volunteer. You can send a check.
Oh, you can volunteer, too. We have a...
But you suggested that that's what everybody in your bracket should do.
And Martha, why don't you give? You make more money than I do. Why don't you give?
I didn't suggest it.
Because she's not suggesting it, you old dick. It's your idea, you old fucking miserly dick. But anyway, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Because she doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. You do want it. You should do it. By the way, look, I don't know if we figured it out, Max Bad, but he should have done it. He should. The difference between he's paying 44% and 52%. Do it because you have to know this is going to happen.
Give you the moral high ground and say,
yes, it's going to happen.
I didn't have to, but I did.
And on the amount that he pays in, it might be $41,000, but it'll be the best $41,000 he's ever spent. Yes. And his campaign's already got $25 million. So just pay the 41.
No one can touch
expect the question, and then just look down your nose at the blonde bitch from Fox and go, I do. I've been doing it for 2 years.
Way, you make more money than I do. I paid more taxes, but you make more money.
Right. The notion that this guy's answer is, why don't you, is stupid. Now, look, the question is loaded. I get it. Like, that's not really journalism. But understand, if you're advocating for something, anything, and someone says, how come you're not doing it, if that's what you're advocating, and you go, how come you're not doing it, to the person who doesn't want it,
Pretty easy answer.
That's not a good answer, and that makes you a little disingenuous or stupid or something. So anyway, fuck Bernie Sanders. But
it sounds like the Yakov Smirnoff chicken joke.
You're right.
That's exactly the first thing. Because I already have one.
Yeah. So he advocates for 52%, and I started to think about it. I mean, if you're wealthy or you're over whatever that number is. And by the way, the number, they give the number like you make more than $250,000 a year. You live in L.A., a house is $1.7 million.
That's a good living in L.A. Yeah. That's not exceptional. It's a good living.
You're getting by.
You may not be an owner if you and your wife's combined whatever partner is $250,000 a year. You may not own a home. And if you do, you ain't looking in the choice spots of Encino and Sherman Oaks or whatever. You're heading a little.
You're going to the Inland
Valley. All right. So he advocates for 52%. So I had a couple thoughts. One is 50%. Why not 50-50? And I realize in a weird way, and I think it's just because how we're wired. Because we're wired in a sense, it's like everything that's $12 is $11.99 because it's a penny, but
it's still in the
psychology
11s.
has proven that the people perceive that to be significantly cheaper.
In a weird way, you going 50-50 is more egregious sounding to me. Like I have to whack whatever I make right in half. You take half.
49.3%. Why not? What's the difference?
What I'm saying is I think 52 in some weird universe is more palatable than 50-50. Because if 52% really doesn't mean anything,
right?
It could be 50-50. But 50-50 sounds like I'm going to go get my gun and get on my roof. Right. Like you want to just whack it right in half. Well, actually, no, they want more than you make. But
that's weird.
The notion that, hey, this government should get paid more than what you get to keep is... We're starting to head into Crazyville here, number one. The idea that you get to take the moral high ground when you go, yeah, we should get more than you get to keep. Like, what? That's moral high ground. I also had a thought. My thought was, well, first, get the Porcelain Punisher back in a second, and I will... I'll read you today Friday's schedule. So here's my schedule. And then I am in that bracket, so for whatever I do today, Bernie would suggest that more than half of that go to the government. So
mojitos by the pool.
Here we go. Yeah. Here's Friday.
So the day starts out at 10:15. You're going to be here at the studio laying down some audio for a new show called Going Racing, coming soon to Podcast One. Then at 10:30, we're doing ACS. 12:30, Good Sports. 1:30, Reasonable Doubt, which will wrap about 2:30. You're going to have to go straight to the airport because you have a 4 o'clock flight to San Francisco. It lands at 5:30. You're going to be Ubering straight to the venue. 7:30 show, 9:45 show.
All right, so out of there at midnight. Okay, and then I will take more than half the money I earn from those endeavors and give it to Bernie Sanders.
But then you're doing a long weekend just carousing around San Francisco.
Right. Then 2 more shows on Saturday.
Right,
but that's my Friday. And guess who gets 10%? Not 52%. Mike August. And guess who will have to be with me during this whole journey? Right. Mike August. So Mike August has to leave the house. Bernie Sanders has no notion of what me and Mike August are doing, but he wants 50+%. And I was thinking about it last night, and I thought I'm a generous, magnanimous sort. Also, I have a weird wiring, which is, hey, you who've done none of this work on a Friday, you'll get 25% and love it? Like, I don't have I know you're pissed off at 25%, but Mike August gets 10%. So
it does things.
Yeah. So I don't, I know you want to turn that frown upside down and you want it at 50%, but I feel like 25 is wildly generous for what it is I'm doing and you're not doing, but okay. Also, everybody at the club, everyone who's driving for Uber, everyone who runs the hotel, everyone who runs the airline, everyone's getting paid.
It's ancillary, yeah.
From this endeavor versus I could stay home on Friday. Okay, but I go out and earn. It's fine. I had a thought.
Can I just say, because I can hear people tweeting us right now, we know how marginal tax rates work. Adam's making a point. Please save your tweets.
Thank you. Okay.
I promise you people are tweeting us that right now.
Here's my thought, and I don't know if it's been discussed, but I would be more than happy to do this in Bernie and his 52%. I don't have a problem with the money. I have a problem with wasting the money. And I see how we run this goddamn city, and we don't run a tight ship at all. And speaking of ships that would sink, I see the sprinklers on the side of the freeway while it's raining outside. Yeah. And then a big sign on the freeway sign says conserve water. So I'm just assuming we do a piss poor job of running our city and our state and our country. And I know it because it's impossible. It's impossible. When you just get an influx of money, you just create more jobs and more things and more stuff and more regulation, more everything, and money just goes down the drain. It's fine. I would be fine if Bernie said, if there was some version of, like they're trying to, we got to lower the corporate tax rate and we got to do this. And I would be perfectly fine with this. You set a base, and the base should be 35%, 36%, whatever you want. And for everyone who makes more than, everyone who has a business, and they make more than $2 million a year, you pick a number. you pay 36% until you get to a threshold, $1 million a year. Beyond that, you'll go from 36 to 52, but the money, the difference between 36 and 52, won't go to the government. It'll go to your employees.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
You guys want the working man? You want the working man to have and the have-nots, and these people can't afford or whatever.
Bryan and I are on board.
So your plan.
Let's do a test run here.
Let's prove that this can work. Proof of concept.
All right, anything over $20 million. What'd I say? Listen, fuck up,
We'll work
Bernie.
out the numbers.
Your plan is for me to take that money, send it to you fuck ups, and have you guys build another unisex rest stop by the side of a fucking highway no one drives on? Because you guys never stop complaining about the worker and about the workers and how the distance, the chasm between what the boss man has in the corner office and the guys down on the factory floor. Like, okay, you're always talking about that, and your plan is get more money from me, and then you'll have it. I don't know how you get it back to the worker. Your plan is, we'll take the money. Don't worry about it. We're going to fix this. But I don't exactly know how your plan sort of gets the rubber to the road for the factory workers. As a matter of fact, far as I can tell, the taxes have been going up. The bosses have been getting richer, and the workers have been getting poor. So you're the guys who never stop beating the drum on that. Maybe your plan isn't working out. Maybe the plan...
Because your plan eliminates them.
I'd like to eliminate the middleman and just kick... Look, if I'm kicking down 52% to anyone... I mean, it's 52% that's not in my pocket. My sincere wish is that it'd be in the pocket of everyone who works with me. And
ours too.
Yeah.
Yours too.
We're on board, man. You're preaching to the choir.
Now, of course, you guys would immediately have your salaries taken away.
Oh, right.
I'd have to zero you out.
I knew there was a catch.
Adam giveth, Adam taketh away.
No,
he's tough but fair, Gina.
That would it would happen. You'd have to put things in place because, look, you go to a restaurant. It's like, what's the waitress make? She makes $1.29 an hour. It's like, why? Because she gets a ton of tips. Like, okay, but you don't have to pay minimum. I thought it was called minimum wage.
Yeah,
right.
It's a real weird loophole.
Yeah, so believe you me, whoever was running the business would start thinking about ways
around it.
to even themselves out. But I'm just saying that plan would be fine with me. I've got no problem with that and Bernie. And if Bernie and whoever wants to work on a version of that, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. What I'm not for is giving you the money because you seem to know what to do with the money, and I don't trust you.
That's such an interesting idea because from the beginning of time, around election time, you only hear one commercial. It's, I'm fed up with wasted government spending. I'm going to fix it. And if the way to fix it was to get the fuck out of the way, do you think they would even get on board on that as on the campaign trail?
No.
God, that's the test. That's it.
All right. A Harvard author, Steven Pinker, agrees with you on that.